Welcome to Chuck's Guitar Geekery. Today I'm checking out the Orthros pedal from Joyo. Now this is a knockoff of the Boss line selector, but it's really a pedal that has so much flexibility and so many options. I'm going to try not to make this an hour-long video going through it, but it's pretty much, it can be an ABY pedal, it can be an AB pedal, it can be a dual looper. So not like a looper as in you create loops where you jam over them, but like you can have a clean loop and a dirty loop, or you can have wet dry going into one amp, or I don't know, there's so many options here. So what I did at the beginning there, I have it on this A+B/bypass. So what it does is it's blending two different signal paths parallel to each other. So I have the Nauticon and I have a fuzz face with a effect behind it. So using the Behringer digital multi-effects. On the rhythm there, it was, I believe, flanger or phaser, I forget which one I had on with the rhythm, and then what I did was I had it going just behind the fuzz face. So you really only get the fuzz delaying, but the Nauticon's still going through and very clear. I don't know. That's a pretty cool tone, and the delays really only came through on certain things that you did, so it was interesting. This is one of those pedals where you just experiment, have fun. So why not? I'm running into the front of a dirty amp right now. That's where both these pedals sound best. So I'm just going to show if you want to have two drive settings going parallel. So this is bypassed. So that's just the fuzz face, and I'm going to slowly bring in the Nauticon. Like I said, I'm trying not to make this an all-day video, so you can put any two dirt pedals together and run them in parallel versus stacking them with each other. There's a lot of fun to be had there, but then like I had at the beginning, you put a delay on just one of those. Okay, so that's one function, but let's say you want to be able to switch between the fuzz face and the Nauticon, so bypassed. That's just the fuzz face. or just the Nauticon. Back to bypass. Or you just want to switch between them without a bypass. You want to be able to switch quickly, you want a clean chorus. And just turn the chorus off and overdrive on. That's another option you can do with this. Let's see, A-B bypass, that's that one. So A-B out select. What this one will do is it doesn't go through the output of the pedal itself. It sends the output, so it's pretty much like a A-B-Y pedal on its own there. You have different output gains, so if you want to send it to 2 different amps on stage, you have your clean amp, your dirty amp, you can do that. Let's see, what else can we do here? I mean, also, I think if you have the A/B on this one, if you send them out here, that can be like a Y pedal. So if you want to send to 2 different amps at one time, that's one way to do it. There's too many options here. So now let's say you like the tone of your amp and you just want to be able to have a clean boost pushing the front of it a little harder to get different levels of gain. There's an option for that too. What I've done is I just have a jumper cable, there's no other pedals, just going from send A, return A, send B, return B. And what that does is you start bypass. You just want a little more gain, go to A. You want even more gain? Back to your rhythm. So that's yet another thing this pedal can do. Or let's say by chance you want to have 2 different signal paths where you want like a compressor and reverb on your clean sound and distortion and delay on your distorted sound. You can just push one button and switch between them. So this isn't a very good compressor pedal here, the Amazon Basics. It's just what I have to demonstrate this, but that's all sorts of stuff going into the front of an amp. Now I'm going to put this in the effects loop of an amp, so I'll be right back. So let's say, just for fun, another hypothetical here. You want to run a flanger and a chorus parallel to each other at different speeds and get some weird sounds. Let's see what that sounds like. So, yet another scenario where this can come in handy is if you want to run wet dry into a single mono, single amp. Let's see what that sounds like. So, have it in the effects loop, remember? So I have a delay and a reverb here. So what that does is it really lets your direct signal kind of shine through, and the effects don't really muddle with it. So not like that. So this is like if you're using the reverb as you normally would, just have it in the effects loop, not parallel. So it definitely colors the sound. So if you go back to wet dry. So that's yet another way this thing can be used. There's so many options. Another thing you could do if you really want it, so let's say you have two different amps. You like the distortion in one, you like the clean in the other. You can have each preamp in a loop on here and switch between the preamps and then have them both go into a single power amp. That's an option. So with this, I mean, the possibilities really are endless. There's pretty much two independent loops that you can have routed several different ways, and that limits your imagination at that point. I mean, this seems very well built. I wish it was a smaller footprint like its typical Boss, like the line selector is, but this costs about half what the Boss line selector does. So I think it's a home run here. I don't know if I'm going to try to find a way to like have it permanently in my board. So really, like the main reason I wanted to try it is I really just wanted to experiment with having like parallel signal paths going. So having an overdrive and a fuzz, like parallel versus stacking, and see what happens. I think I'm getting there with the Nauticon and the fuzz face, not a fuzz face, I guess. I think those worked well together. I mean, I tried like the Rat and the DS1. The DS1 really didn't like being mixed with other pedals, so I wouldn't try it with the DS1. But yeah, whatever pedals you have, try them in different orders, see what happens. It's fun. But anyways, like, subscribe, all affiliate links if you want to find one of these for yourself. And it'll only limit your imagination at that point. So see you next time.